Welcome to the Digging Deep ATVMX podcast with your host, Cody Jansen.
What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Cody Jansen, and welcome to episode 28 of the Digging Deep ATVMX podcast presented by CST Tires. We're getting back in the swing of things with a typical schedule. Muddy Creek Raceway hosted round 3 for the pros last weekend, round 2 for the amateurs, and man, there was some great racing that went down. We'll talk all about that tonight, including being joined by AMA ATV Pro Class rookies Logan Stanfield and Brogan to talk all things racing and more. Super excited. Should be another great show, but before we dig too deep, let's thank all the incredible sponsors that make this show possible. Thanks to our title sponsor, CST Tires, CSTTires.com. The Pulse MXR tire is the best tire on the market no matter what the terrain. Join the CST takeover today or prepare to be beat by someone who did. CST Tires, where passion meets the ground. Thank you to Motorsports Powerhouse and show sponsor, Yamaha. We are proud to be partnered with the winningest manufacturer of the past decade in ATV motocross and the #1 OEM supporter of ATV racing. The Digging Deep ATVMX podcast is Team Blue Crew. Thank you, Yamaha. Check them out at YamahaOutdoors.com. Thanks to another member of Racing Royalty and longtime sponsor of my personal racing efforts, Valvoline. For over 150 years, Valvoline has been dedicated to innovating and improving your riding and driving experience. The world's oldest oil company still leads the charge with unrivaled products and lubricants. Thanks to Team Valvoline for coming on board. Thank you to SSI Decals. SSI Decals is the decal choice of champions everywhere and is synonymous with the best decals and graphics kits on the market. Their track record speaks for itself. Champions choose SSI Decals for unmatched look and quality. Thanks to those guys. Check them out today at SSIDecals.com. It's an absolute honor to be partnered with Wienen Motorsports. We all know him as one of the toughest competitors ATV motocross has ever seen, and Chad Wienen has built quite the business within the industry as well. The same products he handpicked to help him win 6 AMA ATV Pro National Championships are available to you through Wienen Motorsports. Simply put, he sells what he races. So head over to wienenmotorsports.com to see everything they have to offer and use promo code DIGDEEP to save at checkout. Thanks to Chad Wienen and Wienen Motorsports for further legitimizing everything we're doing here at Digging Deep. It's an absolute honor. Thank you to DID Racing Chain and their 520 ATV2 X-Ring chain. Team USA, Joel Hetrick, and myself trusted DID's unrivaled chain quality all the way to championship victory this past season. Wherever you go, go with DID. We are proud to be partnered with Gripped Gloves. Gripped is an ATV rider owned and operated brand with the rider in mind and keeping costs affordable the goal. This Michigan-based family operation is here to push stereotypes and limitations while recognizing riders' desire to showcase their identity with eccentric colorways and crazy patterns. Gripped is driven to produce a glove with cool colors and designs that won't break the bank. Get a grip on life. Check them out at grippedgloves.com. That's GRIPT gloves.com and use discount code DIGGINGDEEP10 to save. Thanks to the Decker Training Facility. The Decker Training Facility at County Line MX is now open. This premier motocross training compound is located in beautiful Fountain, Florida, a short 40-minute drive from Panama City Beach. Their rapidly growing facility consists of a pro-level national track, amateur and youth tracks, woods loop, and mountain bike trails. Everything you need to train comfortably all winter long is available on site, including private cabins, a full gym, RV hookups, bathhouses, garage, dump station, wash bays, and more. With accommodations for riders across the country and around the world, the Decker Training Facility will help you become the best rider you can be. Sign up for a group training session or a private lesson with nationally ranked pros. Train tougher, smarter, and harder this off-season at one of Florida's most luxurious facilities. For more information, go to DeckerTrainingFacility.com or find them on Facebook and Instagram. Decker Training Facility, your elite training experience.
Thank you, Namura Technologies. Namura, pistons with an attitude. Namura has led the charge in the ATV and side-by-side market since 2001 with their wide array of pistons, rings, gaskets, and industry-leading top-end repair kits. To purchase, visit your local dealer or online at namura.com. That's NAMURA.com. Also, a big thanks to Bronco ATV and UTV components. Bronco has been the industry leader in replacement hard parts and accessories for all makes and models for over 15 years. Whether it's electrical components, engine internals like rods and cylinders, suspension parts or bearing kits, Bronco is your hard part source when it comes to whatever you need for whatever you ride. BroncoATV.com. Thanks to Forworks Carbon for the continued support. Known for their hoods, seat covers, array of carbon parts, and so much more. Forworks is your one-stop shop to give your ATV a new and improved look with increased function this year. Head over to the social media pages or website today. Thanks to Forworks Carbon. Thanks to DP Brakes, the unquestioned leader in motorsports and power sports braking. DP is the brand responsible for allowing Joel Hetrick, your host Cody Jansen, and so many more others to outbrake the competition every time they hit the racetrack. It's never too late to join the team, so act fast. www.dp-brakes.com. Thank you to Mountaineer Brand. If you know me, you know I love my... What the?
Hey, that's my line. If you know me, you know I love my beard. That's why I treat it right with Mountaineer Brand's all-natural washes, oils, balms, and more. Use discount code CODY'sFave in all caps. That's CODYSFAV, CODY'sFave in all caps at mountaineerbrand.com. We're thankful for our partnership with Factory 43. Since 2007, this racer-owned company has been striving to offer a quality product that installs easy, looks good, and holds up over time, producing bumpers, grab bars, Nerf bars, and other accessories. For 2020, Factory 43 is the aluminum parts choice of the Phoenix Racing Honda team, providing riders like Joel Hetrick, Jeffrey Rastrelli, Chris Borich, and Grayson Eller with their motocross and cross-country versions of Evo Nerf bars and MX style front bumpers. Head over to factory43atv.com to see their full line of products. Thanks to Factory 43. We are proud to be partnered with Bikes, Trikes, and Quads LLC. Bikes, Trikes, and Quads LLC was started by former racers selling three-wheeler parts out of a barn in upstate New York. Now 10 years later, BTQ LLC has over 40,000 new and used parts in stock, but they haven't forgotten their roots, still offering used OEM parts for three-wheelers, dirt bikes, ATVs, and side-by-sides. Parts are in stock and ready to ship with guaranteed delivery within 3 days, including free shipping on orders of over $50. Use discount code ATVMX at www.btqllc.com for $10 off of orders $50 or more. We're grateful to have Bikes, Trikes, and Quads LLC digging deep with us, support our industry's small businesses, and thank you BTQ LLC. We are proud of our partnership with Roman Health. On average, Americans are forced to wait 29 days to see a doctor in major U.S. cities. If you're dealing with a condition like erectile dysfunction, you want treatment ASAP. That's why our friends at Roman have spent years building a digital platform to connect you with a licensed doctor in your state from the comfort of your own home. Roman makes it convenient to get the treatment you need on your schedule. Just grab your phone or computer, complete a free online visit, and you'll hear back from a U.S. licensed physician within 24 hours. If the doctor decides that treatment is right for you, Roman's Pharmacy will ship your medication to you with free 2-day shipping. Plus, there's no commitments and you can cancel anytime with Roman. So if you're struggling with ED, go to getroman.com/digging for your free online visit and free 2-day shipping. That's getroman.com/digging for your free online visit and free 2-day shipping. Thanks as always to Evans Waterless Power Sports Coolant. Upgrade to Evans now to avoid overheating and boil over next time you hit the track. When conditions are at their worst, Evans is at its best. Use discount code DIGGINGDEEP20 to save at checkout, evanscoolant.com. Thanks to Blenders Eyewear, whose Life in Forward Motion brand is the perfect fit to partner with our podcast. You won't find better shades for a more attractive price anywhere else. Use discount code DIGGINGDEEP20 to save on the trendiest shades in the market. BlendersEyewear.com.
Thanks to Avocado Green Mattresses. The Avocado mattress offers zoned back support with an internal support unit, meaning whether you are recovering from a hard day of riding or relaxing on a Sunday morning, you are experiencing next level comfort. With a 100-night sleep trial, free shipping and return pickups, and a 25-year warranty, getting your Avocado Green mattress could not be any easier. Step up your sleep game by visiting avocadomattress.com.
From our new partners to our original sponsors, thanks for supporting the #1 podcast in ATV racing and making this dream a reality for both us and our listeners. We pride ourselves in partnering with only the best brands inside and outside of the industry, so better your riding experience and your lifestyle by supporting the sponsors who support us. And if you enjoy the show, the best thing you can do is support our partners. If you're interested in becoming a partner of the show, shoot me a message or email today for more details. We are running a discounted partnership rate to assist small businesses, so message or email us today to keep your brand relevant. Once again, thanks to all of our sponsors. All right, guys, let's kick this thing off with some conversation about what happened at Muddy Creek before Logan and Brogan join us here. Some of you have said our coverage here has been the best way for you to follow the racing, and that makes us super proud. So we're going to try to bring you a little bit of that each and every week. Crazy racing, emotions ran high down there in Tennessee, so let's get into it. Moto 1 was unreal. It was shaping up to be a barn burner with Thomas Brown leading early, followed by Chad Wienen and Joel Hetrick in third. The muddy conditions from overnight rain made things pretty one line, so you had to be aggressive. Joel and Chad had a run in, and I just missed it, so I can't speak on how aggressive it was, but Chad ended up flipping, and it seemed like that was the start of all the emotions that kind of came from the weekend, at least between those two. So Thomas leads the thing wire to wire, but gave up the lead and the moto win to Joel Hetrick on the last lap there in Moto 1. Joel would win the second moto going away, so 1-1 for Joel, and he stretches his points lead. Chad Wienen, he goes 3-2 for second overall. He's going to look to get back to his winning ways at his home track this upcoming weekend at Sunset Ridge. Thomas Brown, heartbreaker, man. Not only did he miss out on that Moto 1 win, but that last lap was a demon for him at Muddy Creek because he had a mechanical failure on the final lap of Moto 2. On paper, it was a 2:15 day for 7th overall for him, but it was truly so much more than that for Thomas. One lap short of winning Moto 1. Moto 2, he was going to finish clear third, and so obviously bummed for him, but he's won at Sunset Ridge before. I think it was 2014 when he won there, so he'll look to make that happen again. So like we said, Joel Hetrick went 1-1. Chad Wienen goes second overall. Third place on the podium, but there wasn't a real podium because we're still social distancing. But Brandon Hogue, second career podium for him. He went 4-3 on the day for third overall. Congrats to Brandon. He killed it, and he was clearly the fourth best guy on the day, and he was where he needed to be to make the podium happen. So he's kind of distanced himself from, maybe he's not with that podium group right now, or the top three, I should say, but he's distanced himself from the kind of the rest of the pack. So good for Brandon. He's been riding his tail off and to get a podium here. His second career one basically at the start of his second season in the pro class is really impressive. Alan Myers came away with fourth overall on the day. It was a quiet day for him, 7-6, but fourth overall, there's no arguing that. He's been probably the breakout. I mean, he's the most improved pro so far this season, I would say for sure. And man, great job for Alan Myers with the fourth overall there. Nick Janusa, he was fifth overall. He's that top five lock like we talked about when he was on the last episode. 6-7, he turned that into a fifth overall. So good for Nick Janusa. He's like we joked about in the past. He's always a lock for that top 5 overall spot. Bryce Ford, first of all, great interview. He was a killer interview on our last episode. So if you haven't listened to that yet, I'm sure you all have, but if you haven't, go check that out because I came away from that being a even bigger Bryce Ford fan. In Moto 1, he got a decent start, had a get together with another rider, and he was dead last in that moto. So kind of with my other media dealings, other media jobs that I do, was talking to the Ford brothers team and Bryce, after some rookie mistakes, some tangles with some riders, some, just other rookie mistakes, all kinds of craziness in that first moto. Like I said, he started last. They said he made over 20 passes in that moto, just back and forth. Problem was that most of those passes were with the same riders just over and over and over again. So came away with 11th in the first moto, but man, he put on a ride in the second moto, fourth in the second moto for him. Same thing he did at Daytona. So that 11-4 was good enough for 6th overall on the day for Bryce, and good for him. He's now, like he announced on our last episode, he's working with Dom from the program, and I think you're going to see his fitness get stronger and his mental game is there, and he was second fastest in qualifying. So yeah, watch out because Bryce is going to keep getting better and better. So that's going to be really exciting to watch. Like I said, we talked about Thomas. He ended up 7th overall. 2:15 on the day, but man, it was so much better. Thomas's riding has been phenomenal. So he's going to try to fix that at Sunset Ridge, that's for sure. Wesley Wolf had a really good first moto. He ended up 8th overall, had a really good first moto with a 5th, but something happened at the start of the second moto, and he had to come from way back. He got up to 10th. That 5:10 was good enough for 8th overall. Jeffrey Rastrelli, man, he just can't get rid of that black cloud. We talked about it the last race, and here he is 9th overall. Had a problem in the first moto, had to come from way back, and yeah, he got that 12th in the first moto. Got rebounded for a 5th in the second moto, but 9th overall. Not what Jeffrey's looking for, and he's gonna get back to his podium ways. I think it's just maybe as soon as the first one happens, then he's gonna get on a roll. But man, this class is so fast. But Jeffrey's better than 9th, and he's doesn't want to even be in 5th like he was in the second moto there. So he's gonna bet on himself every time, and we'll see what Jeffrey has. We're going to a kind of a more sandier track at Sunset Ridge, and that's more his style. So 10th was Troy Hill, first career top 10 in the pro class, 10.9 for 10th overall. Congrats to Troy. Man, super happy for him, and he looked good this weekend. So very, very good job there with his first podium first top 10 of his career. Wes Lewis was 11th overall. He said his goal was to be top 10 every race, and he had that on lock. He got an 8th in the first moto, but on the last lap of the second moto, the bike started going away. He was running 9th, was on lock for that another top 10 spot, and I think he limped it home, but he went from 9th to 14th on the last lap. And real shame, but his riding has been clearly in the top 10. He's another guy that's been very, very impressive, probably in the running for, maybe the next guy in line for most improved pro. So Wes just gets better every year. He's a grinder, and good for him. Logan Stanfield, we're not going to get into him too much because he's coming up, but 16.8 he's been 10th in the first two races. He's 10th in points coming in and still is now. But man, he put on a ride in the first moto, was top 5 for a while, was for the first half of the moto really, was running 6th till late in the moto before an issue happened. And then the second moto, he got his best moto finish of the year. So we'll hear much more about that coming up, I'm sure. 13th was Hayden Mickelson. The eldest Mickelson brother, went 13-12 for 13th overall. Cody Ford, he had a breakout ride in the first moto, kind of battling with his brother and stuff. He finished 9th in the first moto, which was really good for Cody. He's been battling some injuries and stuff. We know that. And he got back to kind of what we more expect of him. I mean, he was my prediction coming in as most improved pro. So, going to keep getting better for Cody. I think he showed that he's definitely making some progress, but in the second moto, got in a tangle in the first corner with a good start. And they said he had a bloody nose. He had a helmet full of dirt and all kinds of things. And he still was out there making all the laps. So credit to Cody. He's a warrior. We know that. 14th overall on the day, but looking like he's turning a corner. So definitely made some improvements, and we'll see what happens at Sunset Ridge coming up. 15th overall was Noah Mickelson. I don't know if they're having problems. I don't know if he's having bike problems. He was 15-11, but Noah's so naturally talented. I've seen it so much firsthand. That's not his capability, because we saw it at the final round when he made his actual pro race debut last year at Indiana, and he's a lot better than that. So he's going to be up in the mix as soon as they figure out whatever they're dealing with right now. And 16th was Brogan Geyer, 13 for 16th. We also have him coming up on the show. I know he battled bike problems all weekend that they just couldn't get a handle on. So we'll talk to him a little bit, and here's some more about the weekend. Here's some more about the season so far and just what it's like racing these pro class guys. So that's the kind of full rundown of the pro class. We know that I'd said it a bunch on my social media channels that emotions ran high on Saturday at Muddy Creek, and then that bled over into the pro stock class on Sunday. Chad Wienen got the win, Thomas Brown was second, and Joel was third. But this time Chad got by Joel, opposite of what happened on Saturday. And I don't know how exactly it went down. It happened in a blind spot of the track for me, but they were jawing at each other after the moto. Then you could physically see them squash whatever beef was going on, whatever discussion was going on. It looked like they, gave knuckles to each other, and I can confirm that they were both totally cool on the line for Moto 2. So the two champions of the series looked more professional than ever before. Credit to those guys. Make no mistake. I mean, it was heated for a while, but they put it to bed. I mean, just two crazy competitors, obviously the cream of the crop in our sport, but just class acts, great figureheads, great representation of what this whole sport is about. So credit to those guys. Other notables, Max Lindquist won Pro-Am again, back-to-back Pro-Am victories to start his big bike career, which is amazing. I thought he was awesome on the last episode. So again, if you didn't check out that last episode, listen to Max there after his first Pro-Am win. He did it again this weekend. And Zach Decker wins Pro Mod again as well. So hoping to get him on the show soon. We're going to make that happen. Killer Racing, I think we can expect more of that at Sunset Ridge coming up this weekend. But let's welcome these guys to the show, shall we? And now we're proud to welcome to the show, brought to you by the Decker Training Facility and DID Racing Chain, two AMA ATV Pro Class rookies. Say hello to Peru, Indiana's Logan Stanfield. What's going on, pal?
Going good. We're out here in Peru. The weather's great. We've been getting some riding in and getting ready for sunset.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. I appreciate you taking the time to join us. And also hailing from Peru, Indiana, it's the number 3 of Brogan Geyer. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me. Been kind of planning this for a bit, so it's good to finally get on.
Yeah, awesome to have you both. I know with both of you, it's something where you both wanted to get on and get back on. I mean, Logan, we had you on the show when we first started the podcast last year. Really enjoyed that conversation and wanting to get you back on for a while now. And especially now that you're in the pro class and have been for a little bit, it should make for a good conversation. And Brogan as well. Now as a pro, you've been wanting and willing to come on for a while now. So excited to get you both on. And I wanted to get you on together because there's so many similarities between you two. So I thought it would be fun to do this together. And I guess, to kick this thing off right from the beginning, I mentioned Peru, Indiana, but there's like 20 ATV motocross pro athletes, right? And so for both of you to come from the same town of Peru, Indiana, I would assume you guys will always be linked together. So I look up Peru, Indiana, right? And I was thinking, there must be like, what's in the water down there? What's going on? Something's looking fishy. And first thing that comes up is known as the circus capital of the world. Can either of you confirm this or fill me in on what the circus capital of the world means?
So basically, I think it was the Wallace brothers, I believe, who got kind of in with the Ringling brothers like way back in the day, and they had like a winter headquarters here. So we had all the elephants, tigers, all the exotic animals they brought here to Peru, and then we have our own like amateur circus. So it's actually kids from our town that do the whole circus every summer. So it's different, but it's definitely a cool thing if you're from outside of the town.
And for you guys, it's just normal.
Yep. It's like a normal thing. So many of our friends ran it. We never did it. We were always gone racing. So that's kind of what our plans were. But we know like a lot of people that do the circus, and they still do shows and they do performances in the building there. And it's pretty neat to go see them, doing that stuff you see in the movies.
Okay. So you guys never got into the whole circus thing, but racing can be a circus in itself, right? Like, there's tons of things I want to cover during this interview, but like the craziness of the middle of the pro class, like can be just as bizarre as a circus, I feel like. So, and Muddy Creek was like next level, I feel like, for that. I feel like it was pretty crazy. So, I mean, Logan, we'll start with you. You've been like really solid so far this season, 10, 10, 12 through 3 races, but that 12 was a 16-8, and that 16, I mean, you were running 6th late in the moto when you had that get off, and kind of cost you that, that 6th place, turning the 6th into a 16th. So take us through your season so far, because you got to be pretty happy sitting 10th in points.
Yeah, I'm super pumped on it. I'm in a good spot for the season. We've been working super hard. We were working super hard, and with the COVID coming through, it kind of like gave me like negative like feelings and emotions about racing. Not like just because I was like working for nothing at that point, and it was tough. And I feel like I wasn't as ready as I could be for Georgia. I think the heat got everybody. Well, Daytona, can't forget about Daytona. It was so long ago. I got a solid race there. I don't think really that's not anybody's favorite track. It's
Right.
pretty tight, one line. Then we came into Georgia. Got a good start, and the heat was brutal. The track was brutal. So we worked on some conditioning and corner speed and just little things, and got to Muddy Creek, and I pulled a good start, and I was holding that 6th really well, and I made a rookie mistake and just piled it into a corner and went end over end, and that was Moto 1, and you said I got 8th, correct?
8th, yep, in the second moto.
And yeah,
Yep.
I mean, I got a good start, and I was sore, I was hurting, I was a little timid, so it took me a minute to get back up to my pace, and then by the time I was there, I mean, everybody's there, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the class is so fast right now. And yeah, like coming off what happens in the first moto, you rebound for 8th, and that's your best moto as a pro so far. So credit to you for that. And I mean, obviously, like step by step, it just seems like you're getting better. But I mean, that part of the class, I mean, the class as a whole, but that middle part of the pro class is just so competitive. And it's like, there's so many fast guys in the running. It's, it's pretty crazy. So to be top 10 and kind of hitting your stride already and just learning as you go, like, I mean, you're setting yourself up to just keep getting better.
Yeah, I mean, running with those guys, I learned something new every lap. You know, we switch up lines so much and try to make moves so fast. It's like an experience every lap, and you just keep learning, and you have to take all this in, and just, I think that's what's like making me come up further. I'm just watching these guys, and I
Right.
watch film. I just enjoy doing that.
Yeah,
So
it's cool. It's cool, especially, I mean, all of us like are fans of the sport. So, and we can get into that. Like, it's a whole nother hurdle too. Like, you're racing guys that have been your heroes probably your whole lives. So for both of you, I think that's, I mean, that's obviously something that it's like a hurdle you have to get over. But it's funny because Travis Moore from Team 969, we'll talk about him a little more later, but he had told me, he's like, yeah, I was, wanting to have Logan push it. I was wanting to, to basically telling you to ride hard enough that you make a mistake, blow a corner, spin out, whatever. And he's like, yeah, but I wanted him to do that in practice or in time qualifying, not the race. So I thought that was kind of funny, because it was like Travis was also making light of the situation. He just knows, like, these are the things that happen to a person as a rookie.
yeah, he went through it already with the rookie with Allen.
Yep.
So I think that helps. He just he helps me build structure for myself, and motivates me. And that stuff kind of motivates me when we practice out at the parishes. I don't know how many times we would be out there spinning out and just trying new stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. That's what you got to do. And Brogan, we'll move on to you a little bit. I mean, so you're 14th in points. I know that obviously isn't where you want to be. You've been 11, 14, 16 thus far, but it's a long season ahead. Take me through your season so far, because I know you've been battling some stuff like with the bike and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, we had a good start at Daytona. I felt like the starts were there, both motos. Actually, the starts all year have been good. Daytona was good. I made a rookie mistake, second lap, and jumped off the track and went from
Okay.
6th all the way to like 13th in one lap.
Okay.
So it's hard playing catch up once you get behind now, because we're like Logan said, we're all so close.
Yeah, for sure.
But Georgia, definitely the heat was a good one, and then the break, obviously. We
Yep.
were in Texas for almost 2 months, I think, so we all kind of got a little crazy there. And then it was kind of like starting all over again. And along with it being the first outdoor race, I feel like that
Yep.
put a big toss in things. But Muddy Creek was a battle. We ended up figuring out. Tim found out later the week I had a bad internal carburetor part that we changed almost everything on the bike Saturday there at Muddy Creek. But
It had like a bobble in it, didn't it? I swore I could hear it.
Always on the low side of the RPM, it was cutting out and
Yeah.
kind of backfiring.
Yep.
But we had a good time in qualifying. I think qualifier 1 we were 10th, maybe. I think we
Okay.
sat 8th for a while.
Yep.
But even with the bike running like that, I felt good. And then motos came around and we had the starts again. I think we came out 5th time. So, man,
Okay.
not having the quad running perfect, it's hard to keep up in that class, and that really got to it. And towards the end, it was just kind of recovery mode, just finish, get what we could, and just head on to head to Sunset and just try to recover what we can the rest of the year.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, that class is so damn tough that if you have things working against you, it'll bear your efforts real quick. So how has the pro class compared to what you anticipated it would be like? Like, is it harder? Is it just as you expected? I mean, where do you fall on this, Brogan?
I've rode with Joel and Jeffrey since probably I was 12 years old. Granted, up to the last few years, it hasn't been the pace.
Sure.
But I kind of had an idea, but actually getting on the gate with everybody and having I think the lowest number we've had this year is what, 16,
17, something like that. Yeah.
So all 17 at once, you can't really recreate it, honestly.
No. So like, for the listener that has never been in your shoes, when you go to the line in the 250 classes or A class or whatever, like, you go to the line knowing, like, when your guys are at your level, your talent level, when you're coming up, that there's not that many guys that can go your speed, right? So you're not worried about a lot of the guys on the gate. And now you get to the line in the pro class and it's like, there's no dudes that are like easy pickings.
No, I mean, 250s and A class, all the way up to A class, it was, we're going to go for a podium this race.
Exactly.
Now it's almost, I could be anywhere from 5th to 15th. So
right. Yeah. And I've told people this before, but it's like, man, you could have the ride of your life. Like, Logan, if you would have pulled off that 6th in that moto, like, you're going to be psyched. Like, 6th with the guys that were going to be ahead of you. Like, that's crazy good. So in your mind, like, that's, especially as a rookie, like, that's a win, like, for you. And yet it's like, nobody knows that it happened. So it's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what kept me going. I didn't really know what spot I was in. I knew I was somewhere between 5th and like 8th somewhere.
Yeah.
So when Travis put the 6th out, I was like, wow, like, this is crazy. And I felt so good, and I was confident in myself, and I feel like I was just hitting my lines really good. And then boom, I just hit the dirt, and I was like, wow, I just threw a 6th away, like my best race of my career, and I threw it away.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, so go ahead.
I was upset.
Oh yeah, for sure. So how has I'll turn that same question over to you. How has the pro class racing guys that you've always looked up to, has it been what you expected, way different than you expected? Kind of tell me how you've felt about it so far. Logan.
Oh, yeah, I think it has been very intense. I didn't think I mean, obviously I knew the pace was insane. I same as Brogan. I rode with Joel forever, and when I was training for A class, I spent a lot of time watching him in Florida, just watching him ride, and it was just insane.
Sure.
And when you get in there, it's just everybody's going. There's no like guys. You always have guys in classes that, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it if they're timid, but they back out in the corners and stuff. And these guys don't. Nobody does.
No.
Just crazy.
No, you can't push any of those guys around for sure.
It feels like the first 5 laps is just madness.
It is. So you guys have probably heard me say it before if you listen to any of these, but it's like a pack of bees. Because if you make one tiny mistake, like there's guys ahead of you, on the side of you, right behind you, like it's crazy. So yeah, it's unreal. And I don't know why it seemed like everything was so crazy at Muddy Creek. I don't know if it was like the track was pretty one lined. It was pretty tough to pass, but like emotions were high. It seemed like all weekend long with some certain riders and with the stuff that was going on. And so I missed the lead up to this, but Brogan, I know you and fellow rookie Bryce Ford had a run in the first moto there where you guys like got tangled up and then you were both like sitting there for a second. Like it was almost like, I don't know if one of you was turned almost backwards. So it was like you guys were face to face, almost like staring at each other for a moment. And it seemed like it was like an eternity. I was like right in that corner watching, but I didn't see what happened leading up to it. So I don't want you to have to like blow anybody out or anything like that. But can you tell us what happened there?
So I think it was like lap 2 or 3, and we were all still bunched up, all the craziness. And Bryce had snuck to the inside of me and pushed me wide, which I would have done the exact same thing. So, and we ended up crossing back again with like the 2-lap board.
I knew it was late in the moto. Yeah.
It was super late, and he had got that inside on me again because coming up that once I landed the double, coming up to the triple, my bike just almost fell on its face and died.
Okay.
So he had that inside, and I was like, well, I'm not going to get pushed wide again. I was like, I've been here already.
Okay.
So I kind of like started apexing to cut back under, and he kind of almost stopped. He kind of anticipated I was going to cut back under also, and I was full committed slide, and we just hit, and we both spun, and he spun, and we were like straight eye contact, and we kind of looked, and then my bike died because I could barely keep the thing idling like on the gate. I could kind of high rev it so it wouldn't die.
Right. Yep.
And it just died, and we stared at each other for a second, and then he took off, and I started kicking, and I was like, man, 2 laps to go, and I think Jeffrey got by, and both Mickelsons, and I was like, man, I just lost 3 spots. So it was a quick like 10, 15 second deal, but I ended up going back 4 spots almost.
Yeah, that stinks. It seemed like so long that you guys were sitting there, though. It was crazy.
Yeah, we both kind of like had that, just the look. We were like, really? Here we are.
Right.
And
yeah.
we both were like, oh, we got to go.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, interesting.
I don't like getting together. I never do because it's a 50-50 split whether you're going to come out of it on top or bottom.
Of course. Yep.
Bottom there. So we'll see. Next race, hopefully a little wider track.
Yeah, I think typically it's got some more lines at Sunset Ridge for sure. So like I said, interesting. I wanted to get your take there. Great racing. It was a spectacle for sure. Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit, because as I said, you both come from the same town. It's like 12,000 people, I think, there in central Indiana. North central Indiana is where Peru is, and having some connections to the area. I know you guys grew up together. So do you guys have any like stories of battling as younger kids or anything like that? I guess whoever wants to chime in and kick this thing off, I assume you guys got to have some stories.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stories. I think a good one is back in our super mini days. Brogan got injured, and it was like his first race back, and we were at Redbud. I think it was 2015, and he just broke his arm that year at Unadilla, Pretty sure he got screws and stuff in it. And we come back, first race back. We're going through the rollers, first lap. I get a little wild and I clip him, and it just tosses him off the bike. He wrecks, and I knew he was so mad. First race back, and I wrecked
Was
him.
this Red Bud?
Yep, it's on Rip It Up
Yeah.
Films.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
Bloop has the video from it.
Yep. Yeah. I felt bad, but it was just he got the bad end of the stick, and it was like through the rollers. I didn't come over and try to hit him. It just took
Of
off
course.
a wild. But
Of course, yeah. That you hate when that happens to somebody that you're like is like an ally to you. So to do it to your buddy is a shame. But
yeah,
nothing like kicking him when he's down too. First race back, got a broken arm.
Yeah,
and got to go eat dinner with him.
Yeah, got to ride home with him. I still give him crap to this day about it. But growing up, I mean, we ran the same ever since we started racing quads, really, and we rode them. I mean, we trail rode before we even raced together. But
Oh wow.
we started the same fair races to the locals and then to nationals, all the way up till now. So it's kind of crazy that I can say one of my best friends from home, we did the same thing growing up, and now we're both pro. It's kind of crazy to look back.
Yeah, following the same path, both making it to obviously the pro ranks. And yeah, I mean, Logan and I had actually talked about this earlier too, but there was a lot of really good, fast guys and I guess whole crew that came from like your area, kind of your age. There was a lot of you. So it was probably, I mean, they're all of you are probably a credit or deserve some credit for you two being there, because it was like you had fast kids you were always racing all the way up.
I think at one point there was 6 of us, and I believe 5 of us won national titles, all from Peru.
That's
So
unreal.
it was kind of like, man, there's these 6 kids from Peru, and they're all like, I mean, at one point one year, I think we all won a class in the youth, and everybody was like, where did you guys come from? Like, how are you all? Like,
Uh-huh.
it was just crazy. We all had gotten so fast from racing each other at home.
Yep.
And then one year we were like, you know what? Let's go try a couple. And I think we were maybe there 2 years, and we were all winning races. It was kind of like, oh, we should have done this sooner.
Right. It's crazy. I don't know if it would have been when you guys were on 250s or maybe like 150s or something like that. But I went to a Reed's race down by you guys. And yeah, like the class you guys were racing it looked like a national, because it was the class was so fast, because all the fast national kids were there. It was all you guys.
Yeah, we would come on the weekends, and we would have a full gate at a local race of mini quads, not like 450s or anything. I mean, sometimes 450s, but we had just so many people coming to race quads. It was insane. Like, and now you go to the track, you go to a local track, and there's probably like three at the max, 4 maybe. But it's crazy how the times changed and how we've seen it all happen and go.
Yeah, for sure. Times have changed for sure. But yeah, you got those memories. And like I said, I mean, with all those good kids that you raced all the way up, I mean, that's what helped push you guys to be where you are at now. So that's really cool. And you guys have more in common than just that, and just coming from the same area, because Logan, you obviously ride for Travis Moore's Team 969. We talked about that a little bit, but he's been dabbling in your program too a little bit, right, Brogan? That probably comes from you guys both being at parishes or whatever. But I knew, I mean, Travis at least was playing some small role in your program as well.
Yeah, I've been around Travis, I think, since 2016 when I was on the Can-Am. And, Logan was there, and he was like, well, just come down for, in between a race. So I went, and I think at that time I was B class, like 7th, 8th. And I came out the very next 2 weeks at Unadilla, and I got 3rd in college, AMB. And I was like, you know what? Maybe this guy is somewhere to, start going to. And over the course of the years, I think we've ended up spending more and more time. And then this year, I was going down to parishes, and we kind of all got together. We're like, hey, what about, let's get Jonathan wanted Travis and Logan there. So we all kind of got together and ended up spending almost 6 months, I think. We were all together with, we had a couple of the guys from the TER team there, and it was really cool. But yeah, Travis has been a big part last couple of years of a lot of the week stuff that,
During the week stuff.
Weekend,
Yeah.
Week in, week out. Travis and I are together a lot, and Logan and I, we do a lot of workouts, riding. I mean, we went and rode today. Travis got here today, so.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, we do a lot together, and Travis has definitely helped me a lot, especially kind of getting in the pro class. With that past experience, he kind of gave Logan and I a heads up coming in, what to expect.
Of course. I mean, he had nothing but good things to say about you a couple weeks ago when I talked about him. He had kind of told me you were flying at the practice track kind of thing. So he just basically said, that Brogan just needed to get a chance to do it at the races because the speed is there.
Yeah, I mean, Travis, even, when Logan would leave, he didn't skip a beat. And, him and I would do the same routine. He treats me just like he'd treat Logan. And
that's cool.
Definitely a cool guy to have around. Thankful for him. He's done a lot for us.
Yeah, that's awesome. And Logan, I said this before the season even started on our shows, but I predicted that you'd have a super similar season to what Alan had last year in his rookie season. Also riding for 969 at the time. He started last year 6'6", so pretty similar. And ironically, you were in sixth this past weekend in that first moto, before the crash. So talk about Travis's program and because like I said, doing the eye test, you look very similar to Alan last year. Like if you take the numbers off and everything else, like you guys, similar riding style, similar kind of spot in the class. So I think, and Alan's doing really well himself. So to be on that progression is a really good thing for you too.
Yeah. We've been with Travis since the end of 2015. Me and Alan were both on there. It was Alan first, and then I just kind of started hanging out with him, and he became one of our good friends. And kind of how Brogan got into it, the same way I did, is just he was like, "Hey, come down," and we stuck with it. He made us both great racers, all three of us. He helps us so much. He does our workouts. He works out with us. I think that's like the thing that really like makes a difference in some things. He pushes us, and we race all the time, every hill. You got to have a winner,
right?
Yeah.
But I think it makes a huge difference when you are in it with them. You know what I mean?
For sure. I think Travis cares so much too, just to have a guy that's that passionate on your side, to have a guy like that in your corner, like you two do. I think that's something that's invaluable, because it's like that dude would not only take the shirt off his back, but he's going to take a bullet for you. And that's the kind of guy you want on your side for sure.
Yeah. It's like, we're like family now. We've been together so long. I mean, I've lived with them for forever now, it seems like. We do everything in the world for him, and he does everything in the world back for us, and it just like really clicks with us. So it's great to have him, and he just does a lot for us. Honestly.
Yeah, he's the man. Yeah, it's awesome to hear. And like I said, that's the kind of guy that you want on your side, definitely. We'll get right back to the show, but now a word from our sponsors. And thank you for listening to these ads. Without these great companies, none of this would be possible. Show your support for the people who support us. Before Digging Deep was even a reality, back when it was just an idea, CST Tires already believed in us, which is fitting because no one believes in their tires more than I do. Our title sponsor, CST Tires, and their Pulse MXR tires continue to hook every rider strong enough and willing to grab a handful of throttle after mounting them on their ride. Used by Thomas Brown to win races and clinch a third straight Quad Cross of Nations title, Nick Janusa when he grabbed his first career pro class podium, and myself, Cody Jansen, as I rode my Pulse MXR fronts and white label soft compound rears to a 2019 national championship in the junior 25 plus class. The Pulse MXR tire, available in soft and standard compounds, offers the highest level of traction, most predictable cornering, and superior wear characteristics when compared to the competition. Visit CSTTires.com to join the CST takeover today, or prepare to be beat by someone who did. CST Tires, where passion meets the ground.
Anybody that I've gotten to try them, I've heard nothing but positive things back.
We're proud to be Team Blue Crew here at the Digging Deep ATVMX podcast. Why choose Yamaha? Look no further than Chad Wienen's 6 championships in the past 8 seasons aboard his Yamaha YFZ 450R. Not to mention, Yamaha is the leading OEM supporter of ATV racing, and their support of this podcast proves it. For the 2020 ATVMX season, Yamaha's Blue Crew Racer Support Program will offer payout and prize opportunities, including a chance to win a brand new YFZ 450R. For more information, head to YamahaOutdoors.com and follow them on social media at Yamaha Outdoors today. All hail Blue Crew, the #1 OEM supporter of ATV racing. For over 150 years, Valvoline has led the charge by being dedicated to constant improvement and innovation across all disciplines of racing. Valvoline has sponsored some of the greatest names in motorsports, and for the better part of a decade, I've been fortunate enough to be part of the historically great Team Valvoline. From my commuting vehicles to small engines, race quads, and everything in between, I trust nothing but Valvoline in all of my equipment. I've experienced increased function and durability, as well as a longer life expectancy thanks to Valvoline's array of products and lubricants. Since 1866, Valvoline has been focused on bettering your experience, whether on road, on track, and everywhere in between. Upgrade to Valvoline today and check them out at valvoline.com. SSI Decals is a name synonymous with ATV racing, synonymous with big-time success, and absolutely synonymous with the best-looking decals around. An offshoot of their parent company that was established in 1947, SSI first took shape from owner Ian Harris's passion for ATVs. With what started as just making numbers and decals for riders like Chad Wienen, the company quickly took off, and today you couldn't imagine ATV motocross without SSI decals. The graphics maker and designer now supports all the top teams in ATV motocross, as well as teams and riders racing GNCC, Work Series, Pro Motocross and Supercross, Canadian Pro Motocross, short course off-road trucks, UTVs, snowcross, and oh yeah, 6-time NHRA World Champion Clay Milliken. No project is too big or too small for SSI decals, making your identity stick with championship level graphics. Head over to SSIDecals.com today and then maybe call the doctor, because things are about to get sick. The Digging Deep ATVMX podcast is brought to you in part by DID Racing Chain and their 520 ATV2 chain. This patented X-ring chain boasts a steel alloy construction for reduced weight, increased strength, and a longer overall chain life, making it the optimal ATV racing chain. Pick up an ATV2 chain today at your local dealer or wherever DID chains are sold. Don't forget about their motocross, off-road, and street bike chains as well. Wherever you go, go with DID.
Hello listeners, this is Chad Wienen, 6-time AMA ATV Pro National Champion, an owner of Wienen Motorsports and proud partner of Digging Deep ATVMX podcast. The two of us share a strong passion for ATVMX. Owning my own team gives us the ability to handpick the best products on the market for our racing program. With consistent testing, research, and development, we are confident that when choosing the products we believe in, our customers will be satisfied in building their own race program as well. We race what we sell. With brands like Fox Shocks, Walsh Racecraft, SSI Decals, Wrath Racing, and Hinson Racing, just to mention a few, go to check out WienenMotorsports.com to see the full lineup. Enter discount promo code DIGDEEP at checkout. Enough talking already. Get out and get some fresh air and go ride. Hope to see you at the track soon.
We are proud to be partnered with Numira Technologies. Since 2001, Numira has led the charge in the ATV and side-by-side market, covering more applications than anyone else in the industry. Numira's advanced piston technology uses a NASA-exclusive aluminum alloy that helps to reduce expansion rates, that allows for tighter tolerances, and leads to higher overall engine performance for your machine. For more information about Numira's wide offerings of pistons, rings, gaskets, and industry-leading top-end repair kits, visit your local dealer or online at www.numira.com. Numira Technologies, pistons with an attitude. We are pleased to be partnered with Bronco ATV and UTV Components. Bronco has been an industry leader in replacement hard parts and accessories for all makes and models for over 15 years, with a catalog that includes a full line of electrical components, engine internals like rods and cylinders, all the way down to suspension parts and bearing kits. Bronco is your hard part source for whatever you need for whatever you ride. Available exclusively through distributors around the world. Visit your local dealer or online at broncoatv.com. The Digging Deep ATV MX podcast is also sponsored by DP Brakes, a longtime supporter of ATV racing and the world leader in sintered brake technology. DP has been dominating the ATV world for decades by supporting the best four-wheeled racers on the planet. 2020 is no different, with an impressive lineup including AMA ATV Pro Class champion Joel Hetrick and Phoenix Racing Honda team, Cody Jansen and his 2019 Junior 25 Plus National Championship, Baldwin Motorsports, Nick Januza, Wesley Wolf, and much more in the ATV motocross. In GNCC Racing, DP has 16 of the top 17 pros heading into 2020. This includes the champ Walker Fowler, Bryson Neal, Chris Borich, Cole Richardson, Jared McClure, Adam McGill, and more. These riders continue to appreciate the high performance and impressive durability that their DP brakes have to offer, products that ultimately help place them on the top of the podium. Available at www.dp-brakes.com. Purchase at your local dealer or message us for the contact info today. What are you waiting for? Join the best ATV riders in the world on DP Brakes. Forworks Carbon's innovative lightweight products include top-notch seat covers, carbon fiber, and plastic hoods, gas tank covers, exhaust shields, shock guards, and much more. Whether you have an ATV, UTV, or snowmobile, Forworks has the goodies that will improve your ride and make you salivate. We trust Forworks for increased function and a sexier look, and you should too. Forworks Carbon, always working hard to bring high quality and innovative parts to the market. Check them out today at fwcarbon.com.
We are proud to be partnered with Gripped Gloves. Gripped is an ATV rider-owned and operated brand with the rider in mind and the goal of keeping costs affordable. The Michigan-based family operation recognizes riders' desire to showcase their identity. Owner David Payne's love for eccentric colorways and crazy patterns shows in his product, something not often found in the work of big manufacturers. Here to push stereotypes and limitations, Grip's drive is to produce a glove with cool colors and designs that won't break the bank. With comfort and quality as key motivators, the family affair is constantly working on the next more innovative and improved glove. Get a grip on life, join the Gripped movement, because no one wants a bland glove. Check them out today at grippedgloves.com, that's GRIPT gloves.com, and use discount code DIGGINGDEEP10 to save at checkout. If you were to guess, on average, how many days people in the U.S. have to wait to see a doctor, what would you say? Americans have to wait around 29 days to see a doctor in major U.S. cities. And if you're dealing with a condition like erectile dysfunction, you want treatment ASAP. That's why our friends at Roman have spent years building a digital platform that can connect you with a licensed doctor in your state, all from the comfort of your home. Roman makes it convenient to get the treatment you need on your schedule. Just grab your phone or computer, complete a free online visit, and you'll hear back from a U.S. licensed physician within 24 hours. If the doctor decides that treatment is right for you, Roman's Pharmacy can ship your medication to you with free 2-day shipping. You also get free unlimited follow-ups with your doctor anytime you have questions or want to adjust your treatment plan. With Roman, there are no commitments and you can cancel anytime. So if you're struggling with ED, go to getroman.com/digging for your free online visit and free 2-day shipping. That's getroman.com/digging for your free online visit and free 2-day shipping. We are also proud of our partnership with Factory 43. Factory 43 was born in 2007, making Nerf bars for the Suzuki LTR, Honda TRX 450R, and Yamaha's YFZ 450. The brand soon added bumpers and grab bars, and for years now has offered parts for all sport quads. The racer-owned company strives to offer a quality product that installs easy, looks good, and holds up over time. For 2020, Factory 43 is the aluminum parts choice of the Phoenix Racing Honda team, providing riders like Joel Hetrick, Jeffrey Rastrelli, Chris Borich, and Grayson Eller with the motocross and cross-country versions of their Evo Nerf bar and MX-style front bumpers. Head over to factory43atv.com to see their full line of products. Thanks to Factory 43. We are excited to dig deep with the support of Bikes, Trikes, and Quads, LLC. Celebrating their 10-year anniversary this May, the company was started by former racers selling three-wheeler parts out of a barn in upstate New York. Through hard work, accompanied by offering great service to their customers, BTQ LLC now has over 40,000 new and used parts in stock. but they haven't forgotten their roots, still offering used OEM parts for three-wheelers, dirt bikes, ATVs, and side-by-sides. Parts are in stock and ready to ship with delivery within 3 days, including free shipping on orders over $50. Use discount code ATVMX at www.btqllc.com for $10 off orders of $50 or more. We're grateful to have Bikes, Trikes, and Quads LLC digging deep with us. Support our industry's grassroots businesses. Thank you, BTQ LLC. The Decker Training Facility at County Line MX is now open. This premier motocross training compound is located in beautiful Fountain, Florida, about a 40-minute drive from Panama City Beach. Their rapidly growing facility consists of a pro-level national track, amateur and youth tracks, woods loop, and mountain bike trails. Everything you need to train comfortably all winter long is available on site, including private cabins, a full gym, RV hookups, bathhouses, garage, dump station, wash bays, and more. With accommodations for riders across the country and around the world, the Decker Training Facility will help you become the best rider you can be. Sign up for a group training session or a private lesson with nationally ranked pros. Train tougher, smarter, and harder this off-season at one of Florida's most luxurious facilities. For more information, go to DeckerTrainingFacility.com or find them on Facebook and Instagram. Decker Training Facility, your elite training experience.
We are proud to be partnered with Avocado Green Mattresses. We all know that sleep and rest are an important part of any athlete's routine. Avocado's line of natural mattresses and pillows provide exactly the support you need to ensure you perform at your best while doing the best for the planet. The Avocado mattress offers zoned back support with an internal support unit, meaning whether you are recovering from a hard day of riding or relaxing on a Sunday morning, you will be experiencing next level comfort. You can rest in peace knowing the components in your mattress and pillow are non-toxic, natural, and sustainably sourced. And getting your Avocado Green mattress could not be any easier. They offer a 100-night sleep trial, free shipping and return pickups, and a 25-year warranty. And if that wasn't enough, rest assured knowing they have 5-star ratings by verified customers, including some of the Digging Deep staff. Step up your sleep game by visiting avocadomattress.com.
Thanks for listening, and remember to support our partners. Now back to the show. So I got a question that I wanted to ask you guys, because both of you are obviously former national champions, graduates from the Pro-Am Pro Sport system. So where do you guys fall, or what's your opinion on the class structure now with the Pro class, then the Pro Mod class? There's the Pro Stock class that you're in, Logan, and then the Pro-Am is now on Saturday with no pro involvement. So do you guys have any thoughts on that? I mean, is this something that you wish would have been around for longer, or what's your opinions on this?
I like the Pro Stock.
Me too, for the record.
I mean, it is Yamaha favored, but nobody can really. I mean, if I had a Can-Am in a box still, because those came stock with the Fox floats, and they weren't extremely slow. I mean, they kind of were, but not terrible. But that would be my number one choice, I think, if I got into there. And I wish I still had one. I know where one might be, but they're not coming off of it. So.
Oh yeah, okay.
I could have got a hold of that maybe, but Pro Stock I think is awesome.
Yep.
Along with I think whatever the amateur stock one is, just so. I mean, you can go get a new Yamaha or any other. I think the most expensive at this point would be the Yamaha at probably $8,000-9,000 brand new out the door.
Whatever it is, and
so just kind of like go the LTR, a couple $1,000. I mean, it really shows the rider. I think that's the coolest part. It shows how much rider skill there is.
I love that, because there's types of car racing where everybody's in a spec car where everything is exactly the same. And I mean, this is the four-wheeler version of everybody being on a pretty stock machine. I just think that that's so cool. And then to have you guys like you, Logan, in that class, showing how fast you guys can go, how good of racing that creates, and to show people that, hey, we don't need to spend a ton of money. We can pretty much go do everything we do on our race bikes and run pretty fast lap times. Like, it's just setting a great precedent for the sport. And now to see how big the class has got in just 1 year of having it, I think that that should hopefully pay big dividends down the road, because the class being full of Yamahas is a good thing for us. Cause hopefully, I mean, it might be a long shot, but hopefully another factory sees it and sees people getting involved and buying Yamahas. And I mean, that's a good thing for all of us.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think Honda would be the next one for sure. But I think like you were saying, if Yamaha showed all these great numbers increasing from the ATV market, I think Honda would maybe jump on it. I'm sure they'd come out with a fuel injection.
Or if anything is going to push Honda to do that, it's this exactly.
Yes, I totally agree. And I think Honda needs to come out with a new quad. Just the technology on the Yamaha is pretty crazy at what you can keep doing, and they just keep finding new stuff with it.
Every year it's better. It's a better machine every year.
Yeah, I totally agree.
At first with the stock class, everybody kind of criticized it for it being Yamaha favored. But if you really think about it, it's an attention grabber.
Absolutely, it is. Yes.
All these other factors' attention, possibly. We hope. I think it would. I know the sport market's not huge, but I feel like it's kind of like we're looping back to the early to late 2000s when all the factories went, because I think it was early 2000s we saw the hybrid explode again.
Exactly. Yep, and we're kind of on that same cycle.
Yeah, so the hybrids are coming. These factories are gonna be, maybe they'll be like, okay, they've now made their version of how it can be the best. Now let's take that and make it with our capability.
And the one thing is Yamaha has taken notice of it, because there's Yamaha involvement. There's actually Yamaha corporate people at some of these races that were at Georgia. Like, there's Yamaha involvement. Yamaha clearly has prioritized ATV racing. I mean, shameless plug here, but they sponsor this podcast. Like, Honda doesn't know that this exists, but Yamaha is sponsoring it. So, I mean, that's a really cool thing for me. Like, if I could just up and change my whole program to Yamahas right now, I would. And my next move is going to be, I'm going to get in that pro stock class, just because it looks like such a ball. Like, it looks like a blast. So involvement across the board, I think that it's going to get better and better. I'll ask you, Logan, too, how do you feel about all this class structure? I mean, obviously you're pro for the stock class, like you're all for that. Is this something that you wish that they always had? Like, because I was a little worried, and I haven't got a ton of people's opinions on this because I haven't got the chance to ask a ton of people, but I was worried in the preseason. Like, last year we did all this good stuff to have the pro stock class, implement all that. And then I was like, well, why are we going to have a pro mod class? It's kind of like the exact opposite of pro stock. Like, instead of having a class where we can run stuff right off the showroom floor, now you're going to tell people, go build this machine for X amount of money with a dirt bike motor, because that's what you're going to have as a hybrid in the open class. But to have the classes come out and see that that the pro stock class is the one that's really thriving, and the pro mod class, I mean, it kind of looks like pro sport, right? Like, it kind of looks the same. So I guess long-winded there, but how do you feel about all this structure?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's like a longer pro sport. I feel like they almost just made it a couple laps longer and renamed it.
Yep.
So I don't know if they really added a class or took away a class. I guess you could consider it adding, because normally you would run like 450A and pro sport. That's what I did.
Yep.
So you wouldn't be able to do that if you, well, yeah, I mean, you could, but
now you'd run Pro-Am, because Pro-Am, I mean, is always going to be Pro-Am, but it's a little different because there's no pros in it now. where
Right, and it's on Saturday.
exactly. Yeah. So like it's kind of like maybe as the pro mod thing becomes like it's been around for longer, maybe more people run that as well. But I do think it's cool. I do like the idea for like the kids, like you're seeing now. Cause like when I moved up to, well, I guess it wasn't right away when I was in Pro-Am, but I mean, there was years in Pro-Am where I had to race 5 pros, like good pros. Now you run Pro-Am and it's kind of still a stepping stone instead of going straight to like, hey, I need to race Jeffrey Rastrelli or Ronnie Higgerson or whatever, like I had to do back in the day.
Yeah, that's how my first year was in Pro-Am. I had to race some pros. I think I raced Parker, Wawerka.
Yep.
Hayden was a pro at the time, I believe. I think that might have been it in the Pro-Am class.
Okay.
Wes Lewis.
Yep.
So I think it helps with the stepping stones. You know, you're racing these guys. These guys race the pro class, so you're kind of getting the experience, but you're not because you got 15 other of those guys with you still.
Yep.
But you're still riding around, and he's gonna have these different lines, and it's just a process. I think they should be allowed in there.
For sure. Yeah. I just think, I guess I would say as a whole that the class structure is better than I thought it was going to be. And the overlying thing for me is that the pro stock class is thriving. So, yeah, and good for Team Yamaha. So,
I think the stock class is just getting huge now. Even at Georgia, there was a KTM that ripped a start. You don't see many of those there.
There was 2 of them in the class. There was 2 of them.
Yeah, there was a KTM. There was even a couple Hondas.
There still is. Yeah, a couple Hondas, Can-Am. Yep.
I think people are starting to spread the variety out. It's a huge Yamaha class, but I think other people are kind of seeing like, okay, let's go try this.
How surprised were we that Joel Hetrick was in that class?
Oh,
I couldn't believe it.
I heard rumors he was coming. I mean,
Okay.
I wasn't happy,
Yeah.
He's an animal on a bike, and so I was just kind of curious on what he was gonna ride, and
right.
I figured it was gonna be an LTR because I knew they wouldn't do a Yamaha.
Right. Okay.
So LTR is kind of like the closest thing to that. Awesome bikes. They're just so expensive to maintain. That's just what I've learned from Myers having one and being around it. They're just because he raced one in when he raced 450A.
Yep.
So yeah, it was kind of neat seeing all the stuff that goes on with the Suzuki too.
Oh, sick bikes, but yeah, you can't afford to keep them running. The parts are so darn expensive.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of like with Logan. I heard the rumors, and I thought I saw it in the trailer when I rode by.
Okay.
It kind of had the door shut. I'm like, man, that really look like an LTR. I was like, maybe it's me. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then Sunday rolled, and I saw him. I first saw him. He walked out of his trailer, and he had an '88 jersey. I'm like, yep, he's racing.
Yeah.
It was cool to see. They disguised the LTR pretty good. All that red. But,
right. Yeah, that was.
That kind of goes back to the thing. I mean, that thing is a tank, and Joel rode it like it was something light.
Oh, he's a monster.
Moving around on that track with it.
No doubt. Yeah. I was just blown away that whole deal happened. So, cause I hadn't heard anything leading up to it. I had thought that, if anybody was really lobbying for the pro mod class, I was thinking that Phoenix Honda was going to be one of the people lobbying for it. So I thought maybe you were going to see him in the pro mod class, if anything, but, no, I mean, I love seeing him in there. I mean, like we were talking about, that whole class is so fast. The racing is awesome. And, I mean, if they didn't sound so different, you'd never know that it was all stockers because everybody's racing so damn hard.
Yeah, you can always tell when the stock class goes because it gets so quiet at the race. It's like, oh, there they are. They're out.
You can hear the tires over the pipes. It's crazy.
The tires and then the backfiring. The Yamaha backfire when they're getting rode.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. So, all right, guys. So this weekend coming up is Sunset Ridge. Illinois is a neighbor state of both your state and mine. So it's a home-ish race for all three of us. How are you guys feeling kind of going into the weekend? And I guess like I'll wait. So how are you guys feeling? Brogan, you can start us off. How are you feeling going into this weekend? I'm sure you got to be feeling good now that kind of worked the bugs out of that bike and feel like you can kind of show what you're capable of.
Yeah, Tim's put a lot of dyno time this week. He said he's got it ready. So I put all my trust in him. So I'm hoping we get there. I've got a fully ready bike to go, and really, really good coming to this round. It was nice to be home. I think that's going to be a big help. I haven't been home since January.
Oh
So
yeah.
being home, uh, just kind of getting back in the swing of things. It's not going to be too hot. We're going to have a little heat, but nothing crazy. But heat really hasn't got to us now since we're in Texas. So as long as it's nothing crazy, I think we'll be good. And I'm always a fan of Sunset. I like the rough.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I don't
it'll
think
be
you got to
good.
worry. Don't think you got to worry too much about heat. I think you might need to worry about rain.
I try to avoid looking at the weather coming up.
So do I. But yeah, people are
I've
talking
seen
about it
like a
left and
week
right.
before. I'm like, okay, let's see what maybe it's saying right now.
Yeah, somebody was even brought it up to me today, and I was doing the same thing you were doing. I was like, dude, it's like 5 days away. They don't know what they're talking about. Like,
No,
yeah.
it'll clear. The weather up here, it'll change.
Yeah. Great to hear. Logan, how you feeling heading into Sunset?
Feeling pretty good. I've been just grinding away here. We're back in Peru too. Me and Brogan have been going to the track together and riding and motoing. We
Where
found
have
a
you
nice
been where have you been riding?
we ride at Hang Time at one
Oh
of the
yeah.
Reeds track, and then Leisure Time MX.
Yep.
We ride there. Those are the two main tracks we go to. Leisure Time is a good sandy track, so I think that'll help.
Kind of the best of both worlds there, right? Because leisure time's sandy and hang time is hard packed.
And got to
Yeah,
hit
yeah,
a
it was super hard today. We went out and rode at Hang Time, and it was just like riding on concrete today. So we're getting a little mixed up. Sunset has that. You got some corners that are slick into the sand, and you drive into them, and then some that are just rutted to death from the sand. So
Yep.
I think mixing it up is going to help. Try to go back and forth, but I think we're ready.
Yeah, and your body's feeling good after last weekend?
Yeah, my hip was a little sore. I think I had like a deep bruise on it or something from hitting it, but I've been road biking, just trying to work it out, and I feel great right now.
Awesome.
So I think we're ready. I've just been I'm in shape. I'm good for the heat from being in Texas, so we've been kind of taking it easy and just going, just keeping myself there, pretty much maintaining it.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Yeah, and it should be. I mean, this is a different racetrack than what we've been on so far, what you guys have been on so far. So I think that I think it could kind of lend itself to some different guys, and yeah, hopefully season best for both of you. So do you guys? You kind of talked about the sand hard pack stuff a little bit. Do you guys prefer hard packed because that's more of like what you come from or in that area? Or do you, I guess you talked about leisure time being a sand pit, but I mean, what does the area there, like, has it shaped you as a rider, or are you not partial, either of you, to hard packed or sand?
I don't know if it would. I feel like there's a lot of varieties of dirt like around here, which sounds crazy. Because we have, the sand, we have clay, limestone. You go to some tracks and there's limestone everywhere, and that gets hard. That gets really hard.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So I think it kind of mixes it up. And with me, I rode in Tennessee forever. That's hard pack, and if we water and Grimmett Road good, it gets rough. And then same with Florida. I rode in sand forever, so I prefer the sand though. That's my favorite.
And Brogan, you said that you like stuff getting rough too.
Yeah, I do like rough tracks, which sounds weird because I'm smaller than most.
I wondered
But,
that when you said it. Yeah.
but then kind of at the same time, the last couple of years, when I spent, I think it was 2017 with Joel, or no, it might have been 2018. We rode a lot of hardpack back in Pennsylvania.
Sure.
And
Yep.
that I feel like that year was the year I learned how to ride hardpack similar to Joel. I don't have it down quite as fast yet. I'm working on it. But just watching how he does it, so I've kind of come accustomed to liking the hardpack too.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, I do rough sand is probably my favorite.
Okay. Well, that's good then, because that's what you got
Good.
coming up this weekend.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, awesome stuff there. Stoked to get you guys on, because when I was a younger pro, I mean, I would have loved to have the platform, the opportunity to voice kind of my outlook and view on things. So stoked to give people a chance to learn more about you guys, kind of learn some of your personality and stuff like that. So, yeah, just awesome to hear from you both. Logan, last thing for you, give us one thing that people may not know about you, or some look into your life, something that, something for people to remember you by.
Oh, I used to be pretty decent at soccer. I got coming out of high school, I got a scholarship offer for a college in Michigan, and I thought about it, but I felt like this was like what I wanted to do, is race. So this is what I chose.
Oh, that's awesome. You're obviously, I think pretty early on in your pro career, you're proving that to be the right decision. Brogan, give us one thing for our listeners to remember you by, or something they don't know about you.
Oh man, kind of like with Logan, we both did the soccer thing, and I did track. But I think a big thing we both do at home, we are big boaters.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Boaters.
Okay. So is
That might have
that
been the most exciting thing for us to come home, because we could go boat.
oh, sure. Yeah. So,
Oh yeah.
go
We'll
ahead.
get the boat ready if we only get an hour on the lake. We don't care.
Yeah, we're out there.
We'll be out there.
Is it like a good area for it, or what's the gig?
Not necessarily. We love to surf and wakeboard.
Okay.
That's what we just kind of go out there and relax and be on the water. That's our favorite thing to do,
Some
probably.
days when we're really down, or like tired after motos, and we don't want to do like a 20-mile road bike or I mean, even it's kind of crazy how much back and legs we use when we wakeboard or wake surf. So
Sure. Yeah.
kind of like it's an alternative when we're our bodies are like, hey, chill out a little. So I think that's one of our biggest pastimes outside of racing, for sure.
I see. Finding a fun way to, give yourself some recovery time. I like it. Yeah, guys, awesome stuff. Appreciate you guys giving us the time and coming on and talking to us. I think both of you guys are in a great headspace, great, kind of great position heading into Sunset Ridge. So I'm wishing you both all the best. Good luck this weekend, and we'll see you down there. And thank you so much again for your time, for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having us. I think everybody appreciates you having this show, and doing all this. Because like you said, this is something that you wish you would have had. So it's pretty neat to see somebody giving it back to the rookies and the vets in the pro class.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Obviously, we work our tails off. There's a lot of days where I don't know how we fit it in, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of some of my motivation is like, I like to think that we can make the fan more educated, and the more educated the fan is, the more they care about the racing. So for either of you, like, they could look on paper and Brogan Geyer is just a 14th place guy because he's 14th place in points, and that's not really accurate. So you try to educate them on what's going on. Or Logan, like, you didn't have a 16th in the first moto. Like, yeah, you finished 16th, but you were running 6th. So like,
Right.
just the more educated I can make the fan. And yeah, like, I mean, all those guys. It doesn't matter if you're winning or losing. Like everybody's got good stories to tell, or like, I don't know, like there's always, you guys are all deserved of the credit. So I appreciate that you kind of realize what we're doing there. But yeah, like we're trying to do something cool for the sport. And I mean, we've had countless guys on from the very top down, from Joel and Thomas and Chad and all those guys, saying that there's more buzz kind of surrounding the sport than ever before. And if we have a small kind of part in that, then we're doing something right. So again, I appreciate it. You too, Brogan. I appreciate you coming on, and you obviously have valued getting on here because you've wanted to do it for a while. So again, both of you, I just can't thank you enough for your time and willingness to spend an hour with me here.
No, yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it. You beat me to it. I was going to say that. I mean, we've grabbed the attention of the bike world, I think, also. I still think that's the best part so far. I loved those couple episodes.
So actually just today or yesterday, that one episode, the first one that we did talking about all that stuff, became our biggest episode. It surpassed Chad's. And yeah, like, you know, we've been around for almost exactly a year now. I think it's been like 53 weeks since we did our very first episode, and we've making some pretty serious waves. And yeah, so it's cool. And hopefully you guys as riders, as pro riders, are the ones that are able to benefit it the most. Like that's the goal. So again, guys, thank you so much. And we'll have to get you back on here, do something special this weekend, and we'll get you back on here soon.
All right. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much, guys. Great conversation there. Pumped to get those guys some exposure, and we'll see how the racing goes at Sunset, but I have some different ideas for the show next week, so we'll see. Stay tuned for that. And as always, be sure to let us know what you like and don't like about what we're doing. Thanks to our guests tonight, Logan Stanfield and Brogan Geyer. Appreciate it. Thanks to those guys for their time. Thanks as well to producer Dallas Jansen, my brother, who always finds time to fit the podcast into his busy schedule. Thanks, Dallas. Couldn't do it without you. As always, thanks to Brooke for everything that she does for the podcast, and thanks to our sponsors, of course. CST Tires, Yamaha, thanks to Blue Crew, Valvoline, SSI Decals, DID Racing Chain, Wienen Motorsports, the Decker Training Facility, Namura Technologies, Bronco ATV and UTV Components, Evans Waterless Power Sports Coolant, Forworks Carbon, DP Brakes, Gripped Gloves, Blenders Eyewear, Mountaineer Brand, Avocado Green Mattress, Roman Health, Factory 43, and Bikes, Trikes, and Quads, LLC. Support the brands that support our show, and don't forget to use those codes to save. You can find all of our episodes, additional podcast providers, sponsor links and discount codes, our show merchandise, and more all on our website, diggingdeepatvmx.com. So check that out today. The show is available to anyone and everyone, whether on diggingdeepatvmx.com, or you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and more. Basically, wherever you find podcasts, you will find the Digging Deep ATVMX podcast. Show your support by wearing our apparel. By now, you've probably seen our line of Digging Deep shirts and hoodies. Purchase on our website today with free shipping and all proceeds going directly towards constant growth and improvement of the show. Thanks for all the support and for wanting to represent what we're doing. We're really proud of our gear. If you enjoy the show, we encourage you to donate via Patreon if it suits you. Simply visit our website, diggingdeepatvmx.com, and click the Support on Patreon button. This contribution will help prompt continued growth and improvement of the show, and perks will be available to those who contribute, including hearing your name on the show. So we greatly appreciate the support. Want to be part of a show like this? Call us, guys. Call us with your questions, topic suggestions, business inquiries, a rant, or anything else you just want to make known. That number is 920-569-3519. That's 920-569-3519. Call us and we'll play your message on the show. Do it now. Follow the show on social media, Digging Deep ATVMX Podcast, and myself, Cody Jansen, for additional behind-the-scenes content and insider info leading up to and at the races. You know I love the screenshots showing that you're listening, so send those in, and I promise to keep sharing them. It's a simple and effective way to help spread the word. Next up is Sunset Ridge. Chad Wienen and Joel Hetrick have flip-flopped winning this event every year for the past 5 or 6 years, so let's go racing, watch them duke it out, and then we'll come back to talk about it. And also, I wanted to mention 2 things of note. We're bummed to report that this year's Quad Cross of Nations has been canceled. We love that event, but glad no riders have to risk all the travel and exposure there. And also, 2 dates for the ATV Motocross National Championship have been tweaked. Loretta's is now scheduled for August 22nd and 23rd, and south of the border is scheduled for October 3rd and 4th. So make note of that. Be sure to subscribe to the show, give us a rating, tell your friends, share our posts, wear our shirts and hoodies. It all helps spread the word about us while helping grow the sport that we love. With that, for Logan Stanfield, Brogan Geyer, Dallas Jansen, Brooke Catherine, and I'm your host, Cody Jansen. Thanks for listening to the #1 podcast in ATV racing, 1 million downloads and counting. Until next time, thanks for joining us in digging deep with the stars of ATV motocross.
Those guys were hauling ass, for real.
I remember watching Doug Gus, I don't know who it was, Steel City, running the same times Friday afternoon as James Stewart was on Sunday back then at Steel City.
I would need to check this out.
I'm dead serious. It was mental. I've never seen quads go that fast.
It's not easy, Steve. It's not easy.
Listen, JB, I don't want to hear.
It's not easy.
I don't want to hear.
Quadlers are freaking gnarly.
You don't chew Big Red, then what the?